What up, B? What up, B? We're gonna get this thing fired on up. What up, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming through. Hey, be popping this thing off with some gifties. He popping it off with some gifties. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. The Hulk was gifted. Habitual Line Stepper. Franklin S, Chris M, and Alaskan was gifted. Appreciate it. Let me run that back so B can get some love. Hold on. Let me run this back. See if I can run it back up here. Can I run it back up here? Let me see. Let me find a way to run this back so we can get that love. 1 second. That 1 second. I wanna make sure we get that love out there. Then we're gonna get into the gist of what we here for. If I can do it. Let me see if I can do it. He might have been too quick on the draw for me. Let's see. See if it'll work this way. No, he was too quick for me. He was too quick for it to pick up. So, sorry. Didn't work this time. But I could throw it up there like this, though. There it is. He gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate it. The Hulk was gifted by 86 Ghosts. Habitual Line Stepper was gifted by 86 Ghosts. Franklin was gifted by 86 Ghosts. Chris was gifted by 86 Ghosts. And Alaskan Man was gifted by 86 Ghosts. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate B for gifting you guys memberships. And if you got a membership, hey, say thank you to 86 Ghosts, man. I appreciate it. And what we're going to do is get into our mock draft for this week. We didn't do it yesterday because we surprised you guys with a Ravens roundup. So we're going to get into our mock draft for this week. So what I did was I took what we did for free agency, put that lineup together, and I used that to kind of fuel my mock draft this week. And so what I did was I tried to remember to screenshot the picks, well, not the picks, the guys that were available, to kind of give you the thought process of who I picked and who was available, why I picked that, and then I got the pick. And so we're going to talk about the pick a little bit after I pick them. So that's kind of the process of what we're going. So with that being said, let's kind of dive on into it, get this thing going, and we'll go from there. So let me change my scene, and let's get this thing rolling. All right, so these are the guys that were available when we picked at 27. You see James Pierce, Kevin Banks, Derek Harmon, Darius Alexander, Gray Zabel, Nick Scorton, Josh Connerly, and TJ Sanders. And with that first pick at 27, this is the guy I decided to go to out of all those guys. I went Kevin Banks Jr. Because if you noticed when I showed the roster yesterday, we don't have any backup tackles. So I went with Kevin Banks Jr., and I'm just going to read the bottom line for him. It says, Banks is an NFL caliber athlete at the tackle position whose movement skills and run blocking abilities give him position versatility. His lack of arm length could hinder him at offensive tackle, but he projects as an impact starter at either tackle or guard. So if you noticed, if you watched the roundup yesterday, and I showed that whole offensive team with everybody that's on our roster right now, there were no backup tackles. And so that's why I went with Kevin Banks over James Pierce, because we have bodies at edge, but we don't even have bodies at tackle. So that's why I went with Kevin Banks. All right. In the second round, these are the guys that were available at, I think it's 59, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 59. Braden Swinson, LSU, Darren Porter, the cornerback, Jared Ivey, Ariante Essery, the tackle from Minnesota, Omar Norman Lott, Kyle Kennard, Benjamin Morrison, Josiah Stewart. And I did kind of filter this by the guys that we needed. I didn't have like some like quarterback and some of those guys up there that we don't need. I kind of filtered it by need. And so in the second round, the guy that I picked was a guy that I love, Darren Porter, cornerback. And again, if you were here yesterday and you noticed at the cornerback position, we only got 4 names at cornerback right now. We got Jalen Armour Davis, IR. We got Marlowe. We got TJ Tampa. And we got, what's the YN name? Wiggins. Those are the only 4 names we got at corner. And so I decided to go with Darren Porter. 6'4", 200. I ran a 4.3 at the combine. The bottom line for Porter is Porter's a rare prospect. He's a wide receiver turned corner with ideal ball skills. Ranks above the 95th percentile in height and length and has an elite track background that translates to the field. He's still raw as just a 1-year starter despite being a 6-year player, but his special teams impact and sky-high potential are worth drafting in the middle rounds. I like this dude a lot. I really do. Elite ball skills, very fast, still has to learn to play the position, but his upside is he has a really high ceiling. you like that? Hey, it is. It's JADIR because he stayed on IR. he really does. But again, we can't let him go because we don't have no bodies over there, MJ. We can't because we don't have no bodies. Now going into the 3rd round, let's see what happens in the 3rd round. Hold on, I gotta check something. Give me a minute. Gotta check something out real quick. Make sure something pop. Okay. All right. In the 3rd round, these are the names that were available. Sebastian Castro, a safety. Jonah Savaiga from Arizona. Wyatt Millam. Latham Ransom. Andrew Makuba. Charles Grant. Anthony Belton. Jared Wilson. In this picture, there were a couple of guys that I liked. So I did something that our GM normally doesn't do. First of all, I drafted a guy that I feel like we needed. And that guy that I drafted that I feel like we needed initially.
I got you, homie.
Was Jonah Savaiga, or however you say it. The bottom line for him is his feet and pass blocking techniques should keep him in the league for a while, regardless of his position. If he can get stronger, he has a chance to stick as a starter at right tackle or inside for a zone rushing team. I think we're translating into zone rushers, so if he can play guard and or be a backup tackle, that'll be good for him, which is, we need offensive linemen. And again, we didn't have any backup tackles as of yesterday. I have gotten us 2 in this mock draft. We have 2. Now, what I was alluding to is, let me go back. There's another guy on this board that I really, really, really like. I think there's a guy on this board that is the 2nd best safety in this draft. His name is Andrew Makuba. In my mind, I felt like if I did not get Andrew Makuba soon, he was not going to be here for my next pick. So I did something that our GM probably won't do. I made a trade. So I gave up. Pick 129, pick 136, and the off-injured David Ojabo for the Eagles pick 96. And I went and got me some Andrew Makuba. I made a trade. It's the only trade I made. And what the bottom line for Makuba is Makuba's lacking run defense, and we don't need Makuba for that. We got all them other guys to do that. We need a for real free safety, a for real ball hawk to go get it. And say his defense, his run defense skill set may turn off some teams, which is understandable, but his instincts and athleticism and coverage makes him a top prospect. That's what we need, a true free safety, so Kyle can go to the line of scrimmage and do Kyle things. That's what we need. His game is reminiscent of Devin McCourty, who excelled as a true free safety later in his career with the Patriots, but had the savviness to make plays from a variety of alignments because of his football IQ. Well, it said intelligence, but I said IQ. This is the guy we need, a true free safety, so Kyle can get up to the line of scrimmage or around the line of scrimmage and do all that stuff that we love that he does. That's why I feel like this was a perfect pick right here. This guy. And so I felt like he was not going to be there when I had a chance to pick again. So I made the trade. I gave up Ojabo, who don't do jack, you know what, anyway. And we got 19 picks anyway, so I gave up 2 picks that I feel like didn't matter. And we ain't got what I wanted. And that's what I did. So moving on. So instead of having 11 picks, we had 10. Who hurt? Who hurt? Nobody. So coming up on my next pick, which is at 176, I think. So that meant we went a while without having a pick. And you see the guys on the board. Tunker Hemingway, Tim Smith, Junior Tufunga, Zeke Biggers, Cam Horsley, Fadil Diggs, Cameron Jackson, Ty Robinson. As you see, when I filtered this one, I filtered defensive linemen. Whether it be edge or interior defensive linemen, because I feel like we needed to get some guys in there to get into the rotation, because I do not like the backup guys behind Matabike, behind Washington, and Travis Jones. I do not like them 3 names behind them. So in my mind, I got to get some backups to compete for those 3 spots, or better yet, take them 3 spots. And so what I did, the first guy I took was Tunker Hemingway. And now they didn't have a write-up for him, but these are his stats right here. So last year he had a 70.9 overall grade, played 13 games, 5 sacks, 19 hurries, 2 balls batted down. He's a, South Carolina playing in the SEC. He's an okay player, a guy that can compete for those jobs. And I'm not looking for him to start over the 3 guys we got, but I'm looking for him to take one of those positions from Ravenel or the 2 African names that I can't pronounce. Take them jobs. Build some depth at that interior defensive line position. That's what I'm looking for. A 73.5 rush grade, 65.2 run defense grade. But that run defense grade really, it matters, but it don't matter as much, because that's what Travis for. Travis going to be your run defense guy. We need get after the passer guys. That's what we need. And he looks like more of a pass rusher than a true run stopper. So I took Tunker Hemingway right there. All right. Again. Right after that, we had a pick shortly after that. We had, 176, and we had 183. So about, 7 picks later, I took Tim Smith, defensive lineman from Alabama. And the bottom line for him, it says Smith is a well-built defensive lineman for the NFL, but likely lacks the explosiveness to be more of a depth player with experience and many roles on the line. And that's what I want him for, a depth player. I want him to come in and spell Travis Jones, to spell Washington, to spell Matabike, and give us 15 to 25 snaps a game. That's it. 15 to 25 snaps a game, and if you can develop, and when I say develop, you know who our defensive line coach is, Chuck Smith, who I think is one of the best developers of defensive linemen in the game. So if you can listen and implement what he's teaching you into the field, I feel like you're going to be good. So again, I'm looking for guys to take the jobs from the 2 African names that I can't replace and Ravenel. And that's what I'm looking for Tim Smith to do. And that's what I'm looking for Tunker Hemingway to do. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So next up, these are the names that were on the board when my next pick came at 203. Jake Majors, Miles Frazier, Jackson Slater, Teddy Buchanan, Cam Horsley, Jamin Dumas Johnson, Jason Marshall, cornerback. But this is who I got. I went back to the O-line. And got Miles Frazier. So now we're basically beefing up the offensive line, and we're beefing up the defensive line. That was my strat for this draft. Get good at the O-line, get good at the defensive line, and make them guys compete, and it's going to make the overall team better. As far as Frazier, the bottom line for him is Frazier's athletic ability and versatility gave him a solid chance to be a swingman in the NFL. His lack of length makes him a better fit at guard, which is what we need, competition at guard, because we got, how shall I say this? We have a Pro Bowl caliber guard at one side, and we have a guard that like squirrels that was probably better than the Pro Bowl caliber guard, but didn't see the field because he lived under a doghouse on the other side. And then there was a dude that played guard that's no longer here that stayed on his knees more than he stayed on his blocks. If y'all can figure all that out. If you can figure all that out, put a 1 in the chat box if you know what I'm talking about. But again, more competition, and hopefully the best man can win. Hopefully Warhop can get the best 5 guys out there. And this is just more competition to the fire if we can truly have a for real competition. All right, moving on. We're getting late in the draft now. So right here, I'm looking for a certain type. Hold on. This is what you're looking for, ZB, TB?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
that was you looking for, ZB, TB? But right here, I'm looking for a certain type of receiver. And y'all know every mock draft I've done so far, I've picked Jimmy Horn. And it took everything in my power not to pick Jimmy Horn right here. Everything. Because I looked at Jimmy Horn. Then on my other screen, I had our offense as it looks today, you know, with everybody that's on the roster. And we got Jimmy Horns on our roster. We do. We got Dayton Wade, Zay. We got small, shifty receivers on our roster. So I didn't pick Jimmy Horn right here. I'm going to show you who I picked. I picked Caden Prather. 6'3", 210. We need a bigger body guy. And it says Prather is a big-bodied possession outside receiver who was underutilized in Maryland's offense. His size and decent athletic ability for NFL standards should give him a chance to make a roster as a day 3 X receiver. And that's what we're looking for. A big body outside guy that maybe can give you some jump ball ability in the red zone and can give you some third down, some third and short, not open catches. And what I mean by not open catches is he's not really open, but he has enough of a catch radius where he can still catch the ball even while smaller DBs are draped over him. Not, and he can get better at running routes and running the nuance of the game. And I'm telling you guys, having D-Hop in this room is going to benefit every receiver on this team if they just listen. If they just listen, watch him, and learn, having D-Hop on this team will benefit every receiver in the room. Unless they got a stank attitude and a bad ego. That's it. If you just watch how he go about his business, watch how he release, watch how he work, watch how he, watch film and the tendencies. If you just try to mimic the stuff he do, you'll get better. Because every receiver in this room has something that D-Hop doesn't. Youth. So if they just get his work ethic and get his tendencies, they'll get better because they're younger than him. D-Hop 32, 31, 32. Every receiver in that room younger than him. So if they do the stuff he does professionally, they'll get better because they're younger than him. But let's keep this party rolling. Next up, this is pick 212. And again, like I said, this is around the time I used to pick Jimmy Horn, but I let Jimmy go because he don't fit what we got right now. I'm trying to get serious about these mock drafts and trying to get as close to what we going to actually look like, especially with free agency being over, because free agency kind of changes your whole outlook. Because before we signed the quarterback from the Cowboys, I was picking Jackson Dart and or another quarterback, in these mock drafts. But not now. There's no need to do that. So right now we got Luke, we got Kitten, we got Jameson still up there, we got Jason Marshall, R.J. Mickens, Efton, Rondé Gasson, Graham Mertz. So at this pick right here, which is 212, I wouldn't run Rondé Gasson. I don't really know what's going on with Mark, but it don't hurt to have an extra tight end just in case somebody get hurt or whatever, in my eyes. And so I went with a Rondé Gasson. Gasson is intriguing due to being a potential size mismatch as a big slot receiver, but his blocking impact is a net negative. It's all our tight ends are a blocking net negative, except for Cornrow Kolar. We know who our blocking tight end is, Ricard. So that reading that meant nothing to me, because all like in the playoff game, Mark was total you know what blocking. Likely blocks okay. He gives great effort too. But Kolar is a monster blocking, and so them saying this about blocking for Gasson, I don't care. His lack of agility resulting in low separation rates. Go watch the tape. Just go watch the tape. He would likely be a late day 3 pick or an undrafted free agent as an offense that likes his size, which is fine because I'm at pick 200 and something. But go watch the tape. The kid can play. The kid can play. The kid can play. He can catch the football. Go watch the tape. Now, have he had issues and whatever, like I said, right? Liz Frank and stuff like that? Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape. And he got good pedigree. Good pedigree. Gasson is the former four-star wide receiver recruit with NFL bloodlines. His father played for the Miami Dolphins. Go watch the tape. That's all. Just go watch the tape. Even just go watch highlights. All right, and with this last pick at 243, I ain't gonna even be suspenseful with it. This guy was recommended to me by a couple of people to go watch. And so, again, I just wanted to add to that defensive line and try to find people to take those 3 guys' spots. I got Ty Robinson from Nebraska. Now, he didn't have a write-up, but these are his stats from PFF. Pass rush grade, almost 80. Run defense grade, 72. So, this guy could stop the run and he could rush the passer. Even better than one of the guys I picked earlier. So I like what I've done so far. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you everybody I picked inserted into the depth chart. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you everybody I picked inserted into the depth. Well, now I'm going to show you what PFF graded my draft first. I don't know if I put it in there. But this is everybody I picked inserted into the depth chart. So let me do that first. Let me give you a better look at it and get myself off the screen for a minute. Get myself off the screen. Give you a better look. All right. So this is the defensive side. And you see all 3 guys that I picked up front. Well, defensive line-wise, I got them on second string. I got Hemingway, Smith, and Robinson taking all 3 of those backup defensive line positions. I got Makuba behind Ardarius Washington right now, but we don't know if Ardarius is going to sign that tender or somebody going to take his spot or whatever. But if Ardarius leaves, I think Makuba can take that spot because he's a true free safety. Kane and Braid are more so strong safeties and would be special team demons. Porter and Tampa played together last year at Iowa State. I would say Jalen Armour-Davis would start at that spot, but Porter and TJ Tampa would really push him for that 3rd spot. And I still don't like the fact that I would want more corners here. So I don't know how we would get more corners over here. Maybe we would have to draft 2 guys maybe. I still don't like the depth at corner right here. This is still only 5 names. Still only 5 names. So I don't like it. But this is the PFF thing. I guess I just mislabeled it. PFF gave me a B. And let's look at the offense. This is the offense. Offensive-wise, I got Prater above Cunningham at receiver. Gasson, obviously, the 4th wide receiver. I got Banks as the tackle behind Stanley. Savanaia as the tackle behind Rosengarten, but he can also play guard too. Frazier behind Falele. And that's pretty much what we got, man. This is, putting the draft choices in the depth chart where I think they would fit. And I kind of like what I did with this one. This is what I got, man. You guys tell me what you think. Now, put it in the comment section because we're gonna end this soon. Now, tell me what you think in the comment section. By no way am I bringing KBK back. That's all cap. We can leave him where he at. Leave him where he
Stop
at.
the cap.
Dog.
Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
At all. We are not bringing KBK back. Forget it. But I appreciate you guys for coming out, man. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I thank you for coming in for another mock draft. What's this? I don't know, 4.0, 5.0, whatever it is, 0.0. But we inching closer to the draft, man. So I thank y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see y'all soon, man. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday. Is this Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday night. Peace.
Okay, I'm locked in. Every single day I be locked in. Focused all the way, man, I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play. I say ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climb, then we gonna keep bucking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I say ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climb, then we gonna keep bucking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I said it's getting hotter out that flame I came. They try to stop me, straight up block me through that pain I've gained. A newer way, pursue my rays. Look, I don't cry no more. I just load up my mind and let my grind go show. Cause I'm locked in. Every single day I be locked in. Focused all the way, man, I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play. Okay. Sorry, ain't no conforming. They'll know when I come for them.